Sentences, and they were both very well captured by the two members who talked before me. You don't have a government, you have a bunch of thugs running the system. You have criminals. You have people who belong to ICC, people who belong to DAID. And I'm now convinced more than ever because they killed all the witnesses. They intimidated other witnesses. They bribed other witnesses. And that's why they're not in ICC. Otherwise, Uhuru and Ruto should be in ICC. They should be serving their jail time in there. These are criminals, I can tell you that. They are thugs. Because the buck stops with the presidency. The buck stops with the presidency. When the people who are in power, it's a rule of law. Government of laws. They draw their authority and the power from the constitution of the day. The constitution recognizes the right to a fair trial. There's a young lawyer out there, and I'm sure she knows what I'm talking about. It is the basic right of any human being. You cannot be condemned without being tried. Any civilization. That's why Americans lost 3,000 people in one attack in the World Trade Center, and the suspects who were believed to have been responsible for that were brought to court. They were not just got taken out there and shot in broad daylight. And I can assure you, it will never end. I can assure you. Even if they decide to steal this victory, even if they decide to plunge this country into another chaos because by trying to steal this victory, I think it's not going to be so easy this time around, not like 2013. Even if they're there for one more term, that term still will come to an end. And these people, hundreds of them, there is no difference between Al-Shabaab and the government of Uhuru and Ruto except Al-Shabaab take somebody through a process before they kill him, and they treat other people as military targets. You know what I mean? When they came and did the mayhem in Westgate, and they came and did the mayhem in the college, they did not conduct trials in there because they believed that this is an enemy target. Wrongly, of course, and we absolutely don't support them, and we hate them. We hate them because they have corrupted our religion. But I've always said myself, there is a very powerful link between Al-Shabaab and the government of the day. I think they're working together. They're working together very well. Very, very well, because they use the same tactics. So this is something that will never end like that. They picked a young man just from outside my house the other day. Shot him, shot in there, shot a few young men who were out there to try and say, what kind of a government is that? These are tags. We don't have a government. Tags, proper. So we have a problem. And God save us, because we are now in a kind of a free fall. You know what a free fall is? When you dive from the 31st floor in any building there, I don't know which is the 31st, I think Times Tower is 31st floor. Before you hit the ground, it's so far so good. Eh? There's a movie I watched when I was young. I don't want to tell you which year it was because then you'll see how old I am. It was called The Seven Samurai or something like that. And when somebody was falling from the X number of floors, somebody in the middle, he was asked, how do you feel? He said, so far so good, because he had not hit the ground. So far so good. It might look so far so good, but we had for sure hitting the ground. This country is on a free fall from the 11th or the 30th floor. And God save us, let God protect us. It's only a matter of time. If we don't go back to our senses, we don't become a nation of laws, we don't become a nation of a constitution, and we become a nation of where meza mate na mita kula nyama. It becomes a nation of go and kill them, you don't even have to bring them to court, shoot them on sight. Why were they not condemned and taken to jail? Because they were there was sufficient compelling evidence, admissible, the bulk of it, but they were still given a fair day. They were given a day in court in The Hague. Am I right? Uhuru and Ruto and all those, the other six, remember that, it was Gay, Laura, and the rest of them, they had their day in court. And they claim that they are finally proven innocent. They are not proven innocent, by the way. It's just that there were no sufficient witnesses. All the witnesses disappeared. But nobody condemned them. They were taken to court. They were taken through a due process. It's called a due process in law. Why not allow anybody who is a suspect to go through a due process? Because they are killing those suspects, not because they can find incontrovertible evidence against them, but it's just become a game. They want to perpetuate this. So I have a strong feeling that this government is very happy with Al-Shabaab being there. They can do what they want. Blame it on Al-Shabaab. Say a BVR kit was lost and taken by Al-Shabaab. Al-Shabaab said we did not take any BVR kit. So where are the BVR kits? Where are the BVR kits? So extrajudicial king, and now let me tell you finally, if you can just give me a little bit more time. I realize you jumped me because maybe I took a little bit longer time. Because you put that in your, which is fair. Once you said the rules of the game, I have to go by the rules of the game, but just give me 1 minute. We have a problem that the government has decided it is going to. I said sometimes back when they took me to the anti-terrorist police sometimes back and said, okay, you either, apologize and receive this question, whatever you have said, or we take you to court. I said, take me to court. Be my guest. I'll be willing to go here, not to go to anyone. But the fact of the matter is that the only way they believe that this government will be getting the support of the Western world, both in terms of not going very strong on Uhuru and Ruto on the ICC, and also giving them a lot of support later on in the form of money, is if they can show there is a threat of fanatic Islamic terrorism. If that thing does not exist, create it. Understand my point? Very young, most of you. In the olden days, in the 60s and 70s, communism was a thing that will always bring the Americans on your side. But if you don't have communists, you have a problem with your own opponents. Fair democracy, but then you brand them as communists, then you'll get the support of the West. You see what I mean? So basically what I'm trying to say is that we have a situation in which insincere, dishonest, thuggish government is trying to use its own people as guinea pigs for whatever they're trying to do now. And that has targeted us. Almost 1,000 Muslims have lost their lives in this shady manner right now. That will never be, as he has said it, even if we have to go for posthumous conviction of these guys, we'll still go to court for as long as I'm alive and the rest of them are alive here, particularly Biare. Biare has got his own ideas about how he's going to run politics. And he tells me that I'm too old, I should be banished to Hagarbul. But he says my friend is even more, and he wants to banish him to somewhere in Siberia. So I'm happy as long as I'm going to be just in Hagarbul. Thank you. But he has some very fine ideas on that. I'm glad that he's a very progressive young man. And I'm thoroughly impressed with his convictions on this. And his expertise also in the security field is coming very, very handy. We have the best security guys in the country, let me tell you. Major retired Sugo is an excellent guy. Major Hussein is an excellent guy. Abdi Yare is in a class of his own. All these guys could have given this government the right advice for them to end Al-Shabaab.